Hey Corey, Mike, it has been a while, and the good news is that uh, during this time I've been using the hand a lot. I've been working with it. I've been breaking it. I've been fixing it. I've been redesigning it. So a lot has been going on. It hasn't been, just wasted time. So I thought some things are pretty cool. I have, I think, broken about everything I can break, and figured out a way to fix it or make it better. Fortunately, I haven't broken any of the actual 3D printed pieces because then I'd be walking around without a thumb. So I was careful to do that. But some of the design and components of it, I have worked with and changed a little bit. So let me show you what I've done. But you can see I made it a lot more streamlined. It fits, a lot snug. It doesn't want to flop around. It's fairly controllable. It fits and functions really well. A couple of the things are, let's start from where it originally broke. The hinges, a hinge in one of actually the thumb snapped, and I don't know if you can see this, but what I've used is some plastic rods, and they basically just slide in. I think you can see that, so they just slide in, fit there, and what I did is in the plastic rod, I dimpled the center of it a little bit so that friction fits in the centerpiece of the joint there. So it's nice and smooth. It's strong. It is never going to break. Something else will break before that breaks. So did that first. So all the hinge pins were tough, and I didn't have to worry about breaking a hinge pin. The second thing, well, kind of an ongoing thing, and still an ongoing thing, are the fingertips. The original plastic is, slippery, and it's not grippy, and it really doesn't help the function at all. I mean, you can grab things, but they're going to slip right out of your hand. So you've probably seen the fingertips that they, sell in their kit, and those things are, floppy. They tear off right away. They, as you can imagine, as you're grabbing things and picking things up, let's see, I just pulled one off. Let's do it. But so what I did is actually, that's good. So you can see I don't see, you can see it, but I kind of dimpled the fingers a little bit to help try to hold on the fingertips, and that kind of worked. But what I ended up doing is just gluing them on, basically, just some super glue gel, and glued them on, and they stay pretty well. Sometimes they slip off like this one did, but that's, if you're going to be losing your fingertips all the time, you got to be careful. You don't want to be careful when you're using this. You want to be able just to use it, right? So the fingertips, got that figured out. The hinges, the line is 150 pound line. That's not going to break. So that, and it's braided line, so it's silent. It's not squeaky like the monofilament. The dental rubber bands that they originally come with, or that they use, would stretch and break. So I found these other bands are actually, I don't know how I found them, but they're actually used for making keyboards quiet. So you put this little band around your little keyboard key, and it keeps it from clattering. I've had these on for, almost a week now, and they're not stretching out, they're not breaking, and they're fantastic. I mean, I've got a bag of, a couple hundred of them for a few bucks. So that's working out well. That's was always kind of a pain having to fix those all the time. Okay, so getting down, hinges, did the wrist. It's a barrel bolt, so it's round head on both sides, make it a little more comfortable. I got this rubbery material. It's used for crafts. I think really thick ones they use for like making props and different things, but it's comfortable. What I was using and what I still have for some padding is another weird source. It was actually car headliner material. So it was kind of the foamy, like on the roof of your interior of your car. It's kind of that foamy soft material. So I was using that as a cuff inside here, and it worked pretty well. But it was just it was tough to slide it on sometimes. So I've got that. The palm is okay. Here's the history of the palm. The original palm I wrapped with this rubber mesh just to give it a little bit more grippiness. But the palm kind of cracked, but the rubber mesh kind of held it together. So then I found this material that kind of changed the whole thing here. It's moldable sheet material. They use it for making gun holsters, and you heat it up, it molds, it cools, it's extremely rigid. So I made another palm out of that. Wrapped it with rubber mesh a couple times, inside and out, because you need it on the inside to get good grip, I found. So wrapped it with that a couple times. Then I put this material on. It is tactical pistol handle grip. It's meant for putting on your pistol to give it good grip to hold on to. So it seemed like a natural thing. So anyway, put it on the palm. It's tacky. You can grab things. I drive with it all the time, and it really holds that steering wheel well. I mean, I'm not concerned with driving it with it at all. So the fingertips, the palm, it all makes it function real well. 150-pound test line, greased, all silicone grease, all the channels and all the joints. Makes it quieter, makes it function more smoothly, doesn't clatter like the original ones do. So that worked really well. Let's see. So that heat moldable material. I ended up the straps, the Velcro straps. They were couldn't get them as tight as you would like. This thing needs to be real snug. I mean, a little bit of movement, makes a lot of movement in the fingers. So if that movement is coming from your wrist slopping around and your finger in here, then you're wasting kind of a lot. So it's important to be snug. So this cuff, it's that Kaida. I forget what it's called, but it's solid stuff. It gets soft, you mold it, and it just snaps into where the straps used to be. One of the things I had a problem with was if you really put some tension on it, it could pop out. I've used it for all kinds of things. I mean, I was off-roading today and using it to drive with, but I was out kayaking, and kayaking, and then boom, it popped and it snapped out and went flying, and fortunately it landed inside the boat and not in the lake, so I have to make another one. But so that it worked really well, and you could pop it in and out if you wanted to put it on. I found that I just ended up sliding my hand in and out and not messing around with taking this out, popping it on every time. So for now, anyway, I just took I just put a zipper tie in there to hold it. It gives it plenty of. I mean, I can really crank down on that thing, and it'll stay tight. So and finally, this thing. Boy, I did a lot with this. I racked my brain. I spent a lot of time trying to solve this puzzle. I did a few different things, a few different designs. And I had the thought for this one. It's been a bit of an evolution, but here's what I've ended up with. So, the whipple tree is gone. That thing fell apart instantly. The screws stripped out. It didn't last, beyond the first day, actually. So here's what I come up with. So I just have that covers in there. So what it is, it's these pieces that I designed and manufactured that the line goes around, kind of like little pulleys, I guess you can call them, so that the line can, you know, go like this around the pulley to give the fingers the ability to do that, you know, whippletree kind of independent movement thing. So once you get it all tied up with all the line installed, then the tension is done by the zipper ties. So, you know, a couple clicks, you know, once you get all the other, you know, push it up a couple click or two can really get it into the fine adjustment mode there. One for each set of fingers and one for the thumb. I've broken, you know, some of the zipper ties, you know, more than once. It takes, I don't know, 5 minutes at the most to swap them out, cut out the old zipper tie, put a new one in, zip it through the little pulley there, and you're done. You're good to go. You don't have to take the line out. The line can stay in, so it makes it easy if you want to restring it. You don't have to take these things off. So they're independent and easy everyday, you know, household materials. If you're me anyway, because you got to have zipper ties. So it is fairly simple, rugged, and having a lot of fun. Still, like I said, still coming up with different things, making things better, breaking it again, and so it's has been a challenge. It's been a very creative process. I really enjoyed it. So if you're still up for it, I'd love to try a smaller size. You know, this is a bit big. I think it's it seems a little clumsy, but anyway, it'd be fun to try when I got a couple of other ideas I'd like to try. So if you're up for it, if you want to make, in fact, all I need is the printed parts. I mean, I need the two pieces, you know, the fingers, the hand, the palm, and the cuff. Don't need any whippletree. Don't need any pins. Don't need any line. You know, all that. So if you're up for it, again, just printed pieces. We can try a different scale and kind of keep the process going and just keep working out the kinks. I think I've done a lot of it, but still working. So anyway, thanks. I appreciate everything you've done, and it's been a fun process. And thanks. I appreciate it.